Greetings everyone. Let's have a look at US30, and we are on the monthly chart. And on the monthly chart, we can see that price currently is at a very strong level of support, as I had spoken about in the previous video as well. And that is because at this level we've had multiple rejections, as you guys can see. And to add to that, I'd spoken about how we have an overextended double structure at this point, which has a neckline at this point over here, right? And this structure is an overextended double structure because the first leg is lower than the second leg of that structure, right? So what I'm going to do now is just add a neckline to that structure. So just bear with me guys while I do so. Let's see. Let's have a look. And there goes our neckline of that W structure, which is also a very strong level of support, right? I don't see anything further in regards to the monthly chart, so what I will do now is head down to the weekly chart. However, before I do so, let me just also point out that previously I had spoken about this candlestick over here, and that it is carrying a lot of liquidity where it ends, and that in the future we will see price come back down to grab this liquidity, and we might see price then head up, right? And however, having said that, this move could take quite some time to happen. It could take a decade, it could take 15 years, it could take 2 years or whatever, right? But for now we can see that price seems to be rejecting at this level, which is a very strong level of support, right? Anyway, let's head down to the weekly chart. And here we are on the weekly chart, right? So what do we see on the weekly chart? On the weekly chart we can see that we also have what seems to be an overextended M structure, where the second leg of that M structure is higher than the first leg, right? And we had a neckline at that point, which is the neckline of that M structure. To add to that, price had broken to the bottom side of that neckline and went back to the neckline to test it, and we can see that currently the neckline doesn't seem to be holding price. And should the neckline, or rather should price close above the neckline, we might then possibly see price continue to push further up, at least to this level over here, because this level is also a very strong level of resistance. Anyway, from here what I'm going to do is head down to the daily chart, and here we are on the daily chart, right? Remember on the weekly chart guys, I spoke about how we have this huge M structure over here, and I said that it has a neckline at this point, right? To add to that, in fact, before we continue, let me just actually add my daily channel, so just bear with me guys. Let's see daily channel. There we go, more or less. We just need to ensure that it is accurate. Just bear with me guys. Let's see. So there goes our daily channel more or less, and let's have a look. So what else do we see guys in regards to the daily chart of US30? So as much as I said guys that we have just bear with me, as much as I said we have that huge M structure at this point, which has a neckline more or less at that point, can you guys also see that in regards to the daily chart we also have a W formation at this point, which has a neckline at this point, right? And we can see that price is closed, or rather price seems to be above the neckline. However, the daily candlestick has not closed as yet, and should it close, I think that we should indeed be looking for further buying opportunities, right? And what I would love to see happen actually is for the market to push further up and then to come down to retest this neckline, and at the neckline is where I would look for further buying opportunities. And my first take profit would be this level over here. And why do I say this level? That is because that it's that is because that level is a very strong level of resistance. Because if I can just draw this, let me just do this, because we actually have another M structure over here which has a neckline over there. So this neckline would be a very good take profit area in my humble opinion, right? I hope what I'm drawing makes sense. Anyway, what I'm going to do is just add a neckline to that M structure as well. It's very much important, and I just hope that my drawings are not too confusing. And the reason why I add all of these drawings is so that we don't get confused as we head down to the smaller time frames, right? And we remember which structures are where, right? That's going to help us actually. So I've added the neckline of this huge M structure. I'm now also going to add a neckline for this smaller W structure as well at that point, right? And I think I will make it a different color just so we don't get confused by all the lines that we have on the chart. So let's see, there goes the neckline, and I'm just gonna make it a different color, so just bear with me guys. Let's see, I'm gonna make it a, let's see, I'll make it an orange, I think. There we go. Right, so let's continue. So what else do we see, guys, in regards to the daily chart of US30? At this point I don't see much, although I just want to point out that we also have this candlestick over here. It is a bullish candlestick with a small body and a relatively long upper body, which tells us that the market has to push to this level to grab that liquidity. Anyway, let's proceed, guys. So what else do we see? At this point I don't see much, so what I will do is head down to the H4 chart. And here we are on the H4 chart. I'm just gonna adjust my lines quite a bit. There we go. And here we are on the H4 chart. And can you guys also see that now that we are on the H4 chart, this W structure is better visible? I hope you guys can see that, right? Anyway, the first thing that I'm going to do in regards to the H4 chart is also add my H4 candle, my H4 channel rather. Let's see. Let's have a look. So there goes my H4 candle, or rather my H4 channel. I just want to make sure that it is accurate, so just bear with me guys. Let's see, there we go, right, there we go. So guys, can you see that there's confirmation in as far as looking for potential buying opportunities goes, right? Number one, we have this W structure over here which has a neckline at that point. We can see that on the H4 chart, price has closed above the neckline. So what we expect at this point is for price to head back to the neckline to test it, and at this point is where we will look for potential buying opportunities to this level over here, right? So what I'm going to do now is to utilize my Fibonacci retracement tool. So just bear with me guys. I just want to see if the neckline of that W structure aligns with any of the key numbers that we have on the Fibonacci retracement tool. There we go. So we can see that the neckline, which is here, right, of this W structure aligns or rather falls between the 23.86% as well as the 38.2%, which are good zones, right? So let me just remove this structure. So the price from where it is revert to this level, we will indeed be looking for potential buying opportunities to this level. And let's have a look at the confirmation. Confirmation number one is the fact that we have this W structure, right? Confirmation number two is the fact that price on the H4 chart has closed above that neckline of that W structure, right? Confirmation number three is the fact that the neckline aligns with key numbers of the Fibonacci retracement tool, and the last confirmation is the fact that price, this trend line, has closed on the side of the trend line, right? Yeah, which confirms, in my humble opinion, that we should indeed be looking for potential buying opportunities. So what I'm saying is that, in other words, should price come back to this level, we're not just going to buy. We're going to look for further reasons and further confirmations for why at this point we should be buying to this point, right? We're going to be looking for further confirmation, right? And yeah, guys, as I said, so should price reach this point, we might then see the market push further down or push further up, right? And that's because, as I said, we have this M structure over here, and this level over here is the neckline of that M structure. And I've said to you guys in the past that when it comes to M structures, we would love to see price closing below the neckline of that M structure, and for it to head back to the neckline to test it. And at this point is where we would look for potential selling opportunities, right? So similarly, because we have this M structure which has a neckline at this point, we would love to see price head back to this neckline, and at this point we would potentially look for selling opportunities, right? But we would need further confirmation and confluence, right? So what I'm going to do now is just utilize the Fibonacci retracement tool, just to see if the neckline of that M structure also aligns with any key numbers that we have on the tool, right? So let's have a look, just bear with me. So let's see. Right, so we can see that, just bear with me, guys. So we can see that the neckline, which is here, of this M structure, right, aligns with, we could say, both the 50% and the 61.8% Fibonacci retracement levels, right, which is good, right, because it means that should price revert to this level, we have some confirmation in as far as looking for potential selling opportunities goes, right? Having said that, right, we're not just going to sell just by virtue of having an information, the neckline being broken to the bottom side, price reverting back to the neckline, and the neckline also being in alignment with key numbers of Fibonacci. We're gonna look for further reasons at this point why we should be selling. We're gonna look for further reasons, and we're gonna look for further confirmation, right? So I hope what I've said makes sense, and peace out, guys.